Hey guys, it's your boy here, Luis here. We are live. I got my co-host here.
What's up, guys? Chris here.
And
Welcome.
today we got a special guest here. I'm gonna let him do his own intro here, and so I'm leaving it to you now.
Me? Me
Yes,
to do my
yeah,
own intro?
yeah.
Special
That's
guest.
special.
Special guest.
Geez, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I kind of did this the other night on Georgia's stream. George had me on for a birthday stream, so everybody was expecting me to yell all my old catchphrases, but that doesn't exist anymore. That's a thing in the past. All right, I could come out with the one I used the other night. I am a visionary. I am revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Bayer.
There you go.
Welcome, Zach. Welcome.
What's going on?
Welcome.
Well, welcome, Seth. So thank you so much for being here with us. And so, guys, I'm just going to encourage all you guys right now to hit that share button and let your friends come on here and join us as we're going to just talk about our stories as toy collectors here. And, Chris, I'm gonna leave it to you with the first question here that you have for Seth.
All right. So first off, before we get into everything, just let everybody know this is our fourth anniversary. I'm already married to you, and I forgot, Luis. 4 years.
Where's my ring, bro?
4
You
years.
didn't put a ring on it?
Dude, and I'm locked
4
here.
years on YouTube. Amazing ride, and nothing better to share with our buddy Seth here. Thank you, Seth, for joining us. This is a monumental occasion for us, for you being on.
My pleasure. I mean, listen, we met a couple of years ago at the at New York Comic Con. We've been in touch since, and every time I go to New York, obviously, except for that one year that Luis couldn't make it because he had a wedding to go to.
Yes,
But
Yeah, you're right. And so
yeah,
I told my friend, I was like, bro, I'm never doing this again. I'm letting you know right now.
bro, you're breaking tradition. So,
Yes.
but yeah, no, they're two good guys. I enjoy hanging out and talking with people who are very like-minded and and things like that, and these are two good guys, and again I enjoy good conversation, and that's what we've always had. So I appreciate you guys having me on and coming to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, no.
Thank you very much. So, how long you been collecting, buddy?
How long haven't I been collecting?
Yeah.
That's the question.
He's like, how much time do we got?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing, like before YouTube, we're predating back to when I was a kid. I mean, I remember, back in the 80s, and I was homesick, and I remember, my dad bringing me home like the original Optimus Prime in the box, and listen, all the stuff that I'm about to say, I kind of like tear up now as an adult because of the value of what this stuff is now.
Yes.
And the shit that I've opened,
Dude.
and the money I've just thrown away. So I had an original Optimus Prime. Could you imagine what that's worth, mint in the box? I remember my dad used to work in this. My dad used to work in the city. He came home one night, brought me and my brother home a Sega Genesis. I remember getting that, and it came with Sonic and all this other stuff. I mean, I remember having the LJN Thundercats. Thundercat figures as a kid. Obviously, the Power Rangers, the GI Joes, all the Hasbro wrestling, wrestling figures, the wrestling buddies, the LJN big rubber, the rubber wrestlers, the classic superstar. I mean, all that stuff, man. And yeah, I played with toys as a kid. Who did it? And then of course, growing up through the years, I remember moving on from that to getting the Toy Biz, the Toy Biz Batman line, the Toy Biz X-Men line. All that other stuff, and then not also on top of that, but like trading cards and comics and all this stuff, and then I guess you could say I hit puberty, and throughout high school and into my like early 20s, like I didn't really collect as much because I was in high school, I was busy chasing tail. That was more important at the time, so. But the funny thing is that it was when I met my wife, and we both love wrestling, I started buying wrestling figures again. So I had a whole freaking thing of all the old Jakks Pacific, WWE, the classic superstars, the bone crunch, the bone crunching figures. I mean, all these figures, and I had them all on card, you know, all that other stuff, and then eventually, I basically I put them in storage, and then I actually wound up giving them away to a buddy of mine who's a kid who I knew was going to enjoy it at the time. So I gave it to them. And then of course I wound up getting married, having my own kids. And then, I was kind of like stagnant for a while. And then it was when it was Father's Day 2016, and my wife came up to me, and the kids gave me a Hulk Hogan Funko Pop.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I'm like, all right. So of course, just like anything, I start doing my due diligence and my research and everything. And yeah, there's like a whole world out there of, they have different lines, different movies, different sports. I mean, they've got everything. So I started buying pops, and then, and then George came along. George started the channel, and then he asked me to come on and do this with him. And then I started doing that, and that's when it turned into the Funko Pop Hunts. And then, and then I always joke about how Funko was like a gateway to the other stuff. So I got tired of the Funko, sold off my Funko collection. Then I went and started buying action figures, and that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm at now. And then going into the Hot Toys and the statues and the more expensive stuff. And, but listen, everybody's always on their own collecting journey. Their path always takes them different places. I feel over the years, as I've dove into this more, I've kind of narrowed it down to like what really makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I think everybody hits that threshold at that point. So like right now, for me, it's just the WWE Ultimate Edition figures, and it's the it's anything 80s 90s movies action, like RoboCop and Rambo and Terminator and 89 Batman and and Ninja Turtles,
so
when you walk in
things like that.
When you walk into a collectible store, like I do this with my wife, I was like, do you know how much money I had when I was a kid? Like, it's funny how you said that with what you had as a kid. So my mom worked in the city also, and her first big job. So my birthday is Christmas Eve. Okay, so over the years, I usually get a Christmas present and a birthday present as one. This one Christmas, I woke up to my mom bought me all 3 He-Man castles.
Oh my God!
Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, and Eternia, and I had, I think at the time there was 27 He-Man figures. I had pretty much all of them, and a couple of vehicles. Yeah. I had the turtles. I had the turtles growing up. I just don't know what happened to them after I moved out of my mom's house. I don't know what happened to them.
Look.
Listen, you really want me to make you both very depressed?
Wait,
right
no, I could do
that in a minute.
No, dude, I could have handled my whole entire debt with what I had. I mean, growing up, right, 90s kid, and having the first Pokemon set. Like I had the Charizard, the original stuff. I had the 1996 or 97 Charizard, the first ever ones, and the Pikachus and all this stuff. And I'm a little kid and not knowing what these cards are going to eventually cost, because your parents give you this stuff and you're like, oh, this is so cool. Gone, all gone. And now when I look back and I see how much a Charizard is graded, of course my Charizard would have never been 10, but it could have been a 5. I could have been like, dude, my student loans would have been done. I would have been like, oh.
I just went to a local store here in the mall called True Believers. On card, graded, Superpowers Batman, $3,500. I had that figure.
Wait,
So
let stuff go. Says by the cook right now.
Here's where the depression comes in. So
Cue the
obviously
violin.
growing up in New York, where I'm a big New York Yankee fan, and that's trickled down from my dad. My dad's favorite ball player of all time is Mickey Mantle. You can already see where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah.
My dad had that 1959 Mickey Mantle card, the most expensive baseball card, was the most expensive baseball card. I think it sold for like $20 million like a year or two ago. My dad had that card, and my dad kept it in a box, protected with everything. My grandmother, God rest her soul, threw out my dad's box of baseball cards. Could you imagine now knowing you threw out $20 million?
Oh my God.
Think about that. You threw out $20 million.
Just play the violin.
Dude, I'm like, it's just funny how where we were when we were kids and now it's amazing. Like a Castle Grayskull used, not even in the box, used, goes for $250 easy. And I had that. That is awesome.
So Seth, you talked about how essentially it was rekindled as you gotten older, right? You got married,
Oh, yeah.
you rekindled. And so now how do you continue to keep that passion? For those who are listening who are like, man, I've kind of lost it when, as I kind of grown up, but how do you continue to keep it going?
Honestly, it's because I'm doing YouTube.
Mm.
I have fun, and it's not so much about buying stuff anymore.
Mm.
It's turned into YouTube, because YouTube has allowed me to connect with other people that I would have never had the opportunity to meet with, So like here, prime example, you guys right here. If I didn't do YouTube, we would have never connected. Like Humpty, I see Humpty's in the chat. If I had never met Mike, I would have never been introduced to Humpty, and then me and Humpty would have never been friends, and we would have never met, and then the same could be said about Captain Powerlift, and the same could be said about, Big Dub and JB Toys and Kent Pool and, all these other guys. I mean, I would have never had the opportunity to meet all these guys and hang out. I mean, these are guys that are have become lifelong friends now. We talk to each other on the regular every day. So, I mean, it's not so much even about, most of the time it's about, them like, hey, did anybody see this in their area or whatnot? But we all have, personal and private, conversations with one another. And we know each other on personal. Listen, it was just this past summer that, I went to North Carolina, and, Big Dub actually, me and Big Dub have been friends for quite some time now, and he actually finally got to meet my wife and my kids. I mean, again, after all, all these years, and that's, and again, that's the thing. It's about forming lasting relationships. The collecting part is all secondary now.
Yeah.
It's interacting and connecting with people that really is what this hobby is kind of turned into for me. So.
To be honest with you, Seth, if I lived near you, I would be hanging around. I would go hunting with
100%.
And I'm gonna. So I have a friend. He passed away years ago, and I'm not trying to make this dark or anything.
No, you're good.
Nah,
you're good.
Big Mike.
Come on now. Big Mike. Me and him, we collected sports stuff. When he passed away, that died with him. And when we started at our job together, we were talking about this stuff again. I started watching you on YouTube. You kind of brought that fire back. You brought Hot Toys into my life, even though you don't collect Star Wars Hot Toys. You brought Hot Toys into my life, and I appreciate that. And you remind me of him when I watch your videos and stuff like that. So it does. And like, if we were growing up as kids, I think would have been best buddies, good friends. And that's what this community is about, is finding.
Of course.
And I look forward every year for Comic-Con, because I get to see you guys. I get to see Humpty. I get to see
the bits and buttons. Liam.
Hopefully, Diamond Dave sets his schedule right next year and shows up to.
I mean, listen. You know, it was funny because like after not this past one, but the year before that, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do New York. I didn't know if I was going to do New York Comic Con this year because people don't realize that, you know, when me and Dave and Humpty and everybody go to New York Comic Con, we're there to work to help. You know,
Right.
Humpty's there slinging his dragons, and you know, me and Dave are there helping Dom at the booth and everything. And you know, and then yeah, Dom is kind enough to let us sneak away for a little bit and film and you know do other stuff. But people don't realize like setting up and breaking down and working that show is freaking exhausting. And it's like I did that shit like 2 years in a row, and like. I was like, I don't know if I could do a third year. And then, and then, talking to Dom and, and everything, I was like, all right. I was like, let me go do it. And I'll, and I went up this year and I did it, and again, I'm glad I do it because not only is it, going to help a friend out and everything. And yeah, I'm going to the con and I can get footage and everything, but it's like, it's a welcome home for me. I get to see all my friends in the North. Because again, it's not like I get to go to New York all the time, so when I, so it's nice to go back home and, get to see everything and get to see everybody. And, so many people come by when they're at the booth and it's just the greatest. It honestly is. It's the greatest thing in the world where people come by, and it's also very humbling too, knowing that people feel a way about me, because I look in the mirror and I don't even like myself sometimes. So, but that's neither here or there. But, but the fact that, people come up and they come out of their way and everything, and they want to take pictures and bullshit and everything, that to me, that's the greatest, that's the greatest thing. I mean, and again, it's like, and I won't get that, just going store to store and toy hunting, that only happens is when we go to the shows, so like when I go to New York and like now I'm gearing up and getting ready for MegaCon in February. And then after MegaCon, now I'm gearing up to go to Toylanta and meet up with all the guys. And it's just, it's just one thing after another. George is chirping in my ear right now about possibly going out to San Diego for San Diego. And I'm like,
I brought that up. I just brought that up to Luis. Yeah. I just brought that up to Luis. I'm like, you gotta go to San Diego Comic Con at least once.
I know. I was like,
well, here's the problem. This is the last year I think that it's going to be in San Diego.
No.
Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I think they're moving. I think they're moving it. So I don't know. I mean, that's just rumors. That's from what I've heard. But yeah, I think that's going to happen. So again, like, where's it going to be next year? Nobody knows.
Well, that's the thing with like New York Comic Con. Sideshow used to be here. All the big dogs used to be here, and then the pandemic happened and it killed all that.
Yeah.
And for me, I like New York Comic Con, don't get me wrong, but it went down a few notches the last few years, my opinion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But what makes it fun is going with my buddy Luis, seeing you guys, meeting other friends that we have there.
Right.
That's what I love.
That's the whole thing. The toys
experience.
The toys are secondary. Everything at that point is secondary.
Yes.
It's just it's just another place to go to just to meet everybody and hang out and have a good time and have fun and and enjoy the environment.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I have another question for you, buddy.
So,
what made you get into YouTube? What made you do this YouTube life?
So here's the thing, and I give full credit. I'll always give full credit to George. The way I am on camera is the way I am off camera. I'm 24/7 nonstop in your face, total personality, because that's just how I am. I like to have a good time everywhere I go. I like to have fun with everything that I do. And, and I just like being me, and that's the thing. So like when George, thought it would be good to have me come on and, let my personality go through. But here's the thing. If you go back to MCE and you watch maybe the first couple of months of videos that I did, holy shit, was I as stiff as a board. I was trying to find my voice. I was trying to find who I was, And and at that point, I was trying to, George was like, hey, we got to keep it clean. So, so I kept a lot of it clean. I wasn't as loud and as obnoxious as I am now, and everything like that. And one day I just woke up and I got really pissed off about something that happened on a pop hunt. And I think I remember what it was. It was the what pops was it that those were? Oh, they were the cereal brand one. There was like Tony the Tiger and
Kellogg,
Honey Smacks guy.
Kellogg's. The Kellogg's ones.
Yeah, so they were targeted. Oh, the sponsor ones, whatever. They were the ad ones. They were the Bazooka Joe and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So and that was when pops were kind of like really like hitting. So like I had to combat against myself and other people and also the employees. And I made a video going to Target, trying to find these things, telling them my experience. And then when I finally got them, there were no good boxes because I was an inbox collector with Pops, and all the boxes that left were damaged, but I wanted them because I was collecting them. So I got my car and I turned on the camera, and I just basically, as I like to say, I let my freak flag fly. And every kind of profane curse word you could possibly fathom underneath the sun came flying out of my mouth. And I posted. Now, when I first started, George actually, I used to just film and give George the footage, and George used to do all the editing and everything. And then George got tired of doing that, and then so he taught me, and I also taught myself how to edit and upload and all that other stuff. So George didn't even see that, and I just edited it, uploaded it, and next thing I knew, I was on a rocket ship. I was on my way, and that's when the views started coming in, the subscribers started coming in, and I was like, holy shit! I'm like, I guess people like it when I'm just being me.
Honesty goes a long way. Honesty goes a long way.
But we're also, you see, but here's the thing though. I'm old school. We're in a time now where, you say the wrong thing and someone gets instantly butthurt. Me, I've got thick skin. I'm going to say what I want, do what I want, act like I want, talk like I want. I don't care about these softies these days. That's not my thing. If you don't like what I have to say, plain and simple, just don't watch. It's that simple. You can easily just turn it off. You don't have to make a big deal about it. But again, I am what I am, that, and I found my voice, and I realized just being myself is what people liked to see. So, and that was it. And then after that, everything else is just history from that point. I mean, but again, it takes people, listen, it takes people sometimes to really find their voice on social media. It's not just YouTube, it's anywhere in general. I mean, if you find something that you're good at, like me, I always tell people now, like, I feel like I got started in YouTube like way too late. If I started doing this shit when they first launched, holy crap, where I would be right now would probably blow my mind, but again, that's, what, but maybe I wasn't ready at the time, and maybe I'm ready now, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, but hey, you know what? Listen, I'll do it until I feel like I can't do it anymore. This has turned into now where, again, it allowed me to connect with other people.
Yeah.
My youngest son likes coming along on the hunts.
Yeah.
I see it in the videos. It's awesome.
And I see him, it was funny. I was actually sitting right here the other day on the TV. I was playing Call of Duty, and my wife comes in and she goes, "Hey, pause your game for a minute." And I said, "Okay, what's up?" She goes, "Look at what your son's doing." She pulls up a video of on her phone, and he's sitting at our kitchen table with his iPad propped up, and he's doing his own figure reviews. He's trying to film. Awesome. He's trying to film his own figure reviews. So it's like, so as like a dad, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, that's awesome that he's doing that. But knowing the YouTube universe and the people that are out there, because people are always like, hey, he should have his own channel. And it's like, I want to do it, but I just don't want to subject him to the assholes that are out there.
Yeah.
You know,
That's fair.
he's a little kid. He's innocent.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any better. You know, it's, you know, so, you know,
Maybe do a little-
and again,
maybe
and
do a
you
little,
know how
like-
people are, and you know how mean people are. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to subject him to that.
Little by little, baby steps. That's what.
Well, we're doing that, right? We're doing that, actually working that on right now. Because normally for Christmas, I always like to do a special video, whether it's like a room tour or
Yeah.
a special hunt or something like that. So this year for the Christmas video, we're doing a little pop-in takeover episode where it's just gonna be him doing his own hunt. I think
That's awesome.
Dave's gonna want to tag along with him on the hunt.
On the target hunts.
He want, you know, so we're gonna give him the opportunity to
awesome.
do his own thing and see how that plays out.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And
That
for
is
the
cool.
and for the viewers, man, Seth is so authentic that it just spews out, and that's the thing. Like,
Yes.
no, because you know why? Because like you going back to community and stuff. And so this past Comic-Con, you know, you got to meet my wife and everything like that,
Yeah.
and she was so because I would tell her about our experience in Comic-Con and be like, yeah, like the community is kind of like no other. Like people are just so like kind, and you. Or like people that we meet are super kind and stuff like that. And
Some people are. It's okay to call it what it is.
Yeah,
There's
I mean-
a few people out there. There's a few people out there that I've had run-ins in with, and then have had not so pleasant experiences because, you know, some people just like to put themselves up on a
pedestal.
on a pedestal, like they think they're better than everybody else. So for the most part, the community is okay with the exception of a few.
Humpty said he needs to be on that video, by the way. He says, I want to come.
Humpty can come. I'll let you up, Humpty.
So my wife loves you too. Like she's like,
Bro.
he doesn't say what's popping anymore. What's going on? Because she hears me. I put you.
Yeah.
I come home and you're on my big screen TV in the living room. But like sometimes when I come home, I just sit down.
He like
or
worships
like
you.
relax. I put you on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen and I watch.
He comes in, there's oh. But what I was saying is that when my wife met you, she was kind of blown away of just how authentic and generous and just like how upbeat you are. And so, you know, it does become like attractive, you know what I mean? Because people are like, man, this guy is, if this is how he is, man, that is kind of lit, because people need that hope and also energetic and pushing through and passion, especially, you know, in YouTube. Like YouTube can be very dark because people are like, man, screw you, like, oh.
It is a very cynical place. It sure is.
Yeah, they're like, man, you think this was good editing? Like, dude, I could do this in my sleep, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, you got that toy, I bet it cost you like, I don't know, $100. You think you're rich or something? And so, like, I totally get, like, you know, the community aspect and, like, how that has pushed you to keep going. And for me and Chris, like, I mean, like we said, like, we're not here to be famous. Like, to us, we're just having fun. Like, to
Well,
us,
and that's my thing too. We're just having having fun. Now, now again, full disclosure. You know, every once in a while, I pull back the curtain. You know,
Sure.
as I like to call it. So there again, and this goes back to incidences with other YouTubers that I've had. You know, there are people that I thought were my friends, and there were people that turned out not to be friends. There were people that were only just trying to get something out of me, and there are. I use all the hate and all the frustration and all the aggravation, everything that's come across my plate negatively. I use that as my fuel to drive me. Okay, you want to do this? All right. Well, now we're gonna play my favorite game called Fuck Around and Find Out, and that's what happens.
Like
And-
lawn darts. Darts. Let's
It
find
just-
out
it-
who's gonna get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and it's not even about who's going to get it. I just use it as motivation, and I use it as fuel for my drive to keep going, to keep making my content better, to keep putting out better quality stuff, and to supersede their fan base and get a bigger subscriber fan base than them, because then that only solidifies and validates everything. You know, sometimes, it does become a little personal for me, because and just getting a bigger following than some of these people, that just proves the point. Now, is it always that way? No, but there's been few incidences in the past where that's been the case, and I've kicked it into another. You know, I always find that next gear, you know, and you'll see when I'm in that mode, because when I'm in that mode, you'll see me dropping a video like every freaking day. You know, that's when my foot's on the pedal. That's when my foot's on the pedal, and I don't take my foot off the gas. Now, right now, I'm in a little bit of a slowdown phase. Sure. I have no drama, no nothing going on, and I'm working at my own leisure right now. And it's getting closer to the end of the year, and I start to wind down a little bit, and I start to relax and catch up on some things, and you know, stuff like that. But yeah, well, you guys know when something's going on and I'm dropping a video every day, that's when you know, okay, shit, I wonder what's going on.
So leading up. So you gave some advice. Or any more advice and tips you could give us? Any pitfalls along the way?
There's always pitfalls, man. There's always trials and tribulations. You're always going to have people out there testing, testing you, and you know, you're gonna get haters. You're always gonna get haters. But you know what? It all hinges on how you accept the hate. Now, me personally, over the years, give me all the hate. I'll take it all. I love the hate. I love when people leave stupid comments on my videos. Oh, look at this 40 plus year old man going through buying toys. And the response back is just very simple. And you're watching.
Right.
So what does that say about you?
Right.
What I would say, thank you for watching, but you don't have to watch if you don't want to. But thank you for watching.
No, you gotta do the.
I take it to a whole another level.
You gotta do the hate us because they ain't us.
Listen, it's your channel, and I want to keep it PG. But there, you know, my worst response to somebody was actually not even on my video. Somebody left a comment on George's video about something that George did, and it kind of pissed me off. And I basically just like laid into this guy, and George was like, it was like that moment from like the Christmas Story where the kid's like, oh fuck. And George is like, I can't believe that came out of your mouth. And I'm like, well, come on, bro. I'm like, you know it. So
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, but again, the hate comes with the territory. You know, you're gonna meet you're gonna come across a lot of fake people. Do that, especially other YouTubers. You're gonna come across a lot of fake people, and listen, as adults, you'll be able to tell who the real ones are and who the ones that are just doing this just to try to get something out of it. I mean, it shows in their content, it shows in their posts, it shows in their personalities. You know, it just, people, there are people that just use people to just try to get ahead. And you're going to come across that. You're going to come across people, like I'm a toy collector. I feel myself going to toys, buying stuff. Listen, people think that I buy this shit and I resell it. I don't do any of that. There's if I could show you guys right now, there's a pile right there of everything I've bought. It's still there. I haven't.
I got the same thing behind me. You can't see it, but it's on the floor. I just
haven't had a chance to get to it, to open it yet. And again, like I don't resell. That's not my thing. Now, do I sell? Yes. Do I sell for a markup to make money? No. I just sell to get back basically what I paid for it, if that. I never upcharge, I never overcharge. Like, here, we're getting ready in 2 weeks. Bits does his Dom does his sidewalk sale outside of his store where people set up and everything. Me and Dave set up with tables, and the stuff that just doesn't fit in our collection anymore, we put it on a table, and you know what? We basically tell people, make us an offer.
Fair. That's fair.
And we don't. And most of the time, if you come up and you make a fair offer, take it. It's yours. I don't even argue. I'm not in it to make money because I have a job. I work a regular 9 to 5 that pays me very well. You know, everything that I sell, I basically just take back and buy other shit that I want.
Like this, is, like I explained to people, I said, this is a hobby. This is not my livelihood. This is my escape to get away from reality. Sometimes.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's what it is, and everybody should have that. Because if you don't have that, you're gonna be so uptight person. You need something. Do something.
100%. 100%.
You know,
Totally
do
agree.
something. But you know, I see that. I wish I could go to that fair. I'm not open.
He's like, I want your collection.
I would go there.
But yeah, I mean, but again, dude, you're always going to run across people that want to see you fail and not see you succeed, and you know, and that goes to the conversation like we were talking about before we went live. Like, yeah, every other toy hunter out there is if you want to call it my indirect competition. But right. I don't care about that. I like to see people that are genuine people that put the effort in, have a love for the community. I don't care if they get more views on a video than me or they have more subscribers than me. Shit, I want to see people succeed in life. Yeah. I want to put positive energy out there and see people succeed.
Yeah.
My wife's in the chat. She says when I made that comment about going to the fair.
Oh, to get away from your wife?
To get away from No.
That's right, Janet. Get him.
I always come home.
to play with his toys.
Yeah. But yeah, again, you know, like and like other YouTubers I know have that, that stigmatism. Oh, I have a bigger, these smaller channels reaching out to me and they want me to be a guest on their channel, but I'm not going to do it because they're not on my level. You know what? Listen, I've had all types of people reach out to me to do live streams, whether you've had 5 subscribers or over 100,000 subscribers. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's just a way to connect with other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, that's what brings us back to it's connecting with people you would not normally have the opportunity to speak with.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the beautiful thing, I think, which helps even in today's world, man, like talking about finding passion that you love, right? And in this regard is toy hunting, right? You love toy hunting, you love collecting things, something that it brings a passion that you had from your childhood that you now get to serve others and that you get to experience with other people. And like, I know for myself, you talked about like your first Funko and how Funko was high. Well, when we first started this channel 4 years ago, I was like, just collecting Funko Pops. Never took a Funko out of his box. But look, now this one's out of his box because my wife made me. But
I got Kiss up there, Roper. Kiss is right there.
And then evolving from a Funko Pop, just like collecting Funko Pops, to now like actually like fig arts. No, Chris, don't make me say it because I'm gonna mess it up on this live. But my Spanglish, I always put C instead of S, and so SH fig arts, and then I say C. I like say CH fig arts, and I mess it up.
You don't even have to say that. Just say fig arts. Everybody knows what.
That's what I say, and then Chris is like, "Bro, say the full thing." But anyway, going from like evolving from a Funko guy to now like fig arts and just collecting anime. Because originally I was going to go into like Black Series and kind of like Marvel Legends, and then not realizing, oh snap, they got anime stuff. What am I doing? And so it's kind of cool to talk about community, but also how like that passion kind of helps other people evolve, because it helped me evolve. And you know, you're part of that experience for even myself. And Bits and Buttons, I love going to their shop because during Comic-Con they have all this wide collection, and for us, we love visiting you guys, supporting you guys, and it means a lot to us because it also brings the kid out of us. And I know like, yeah, I'm the young guy, I guess, but like it still brings out the kid out of me, and that I still like.
Listen, listen. I hope nobody's wives are watching right now. But if you do want it, really want to bring the kid, you really want to bring the kid out of me. Let's go to the strip club and we'll have some fun. I'll show you the real kid. I'll show you the real kid in me.
He's like, let me go to the candy shop. Oh, I'm sorry, 50 Cent.
Like my collecting, like, you know, I'm still collecting Hot Toys. I got some Sideshow. I slowed down a little bit on the 1/6 scale figures because some of them, I'm going to be honest, some of them got truly expensive.
The cost right now of everything is just absolutely absurd. It's just
crazy. So I slowed down a little bit. What I've been getting into now is I never got into NECA before. I've been collecting the NECA turtles now, which are amazing.
Yeah.
Which are really, really good. I'm like, oh, these are actually made for my hands because I got big hands. You know, they're made for my hands. So I'm like, okay. And seeing your collection, Seth, evolve. Like, you know, when I first started watching you, you were already out of the pops. You were into 1/6 scale.
Yeah, I was slowly transitioning from out of pops into Marvel Legends into the Hot Toys. Yeah, I mean, listen, at one point I think I had over like 100 Hot Toys.
Yeah.
But but again, everybody hits that threshold where it's like, okay, what am I doing? What do I really want to collect? What do I really want to? When you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, what do you really want to collect? Like what makes you happy?
Yeah.
And and I was just buying Hot Toys for the sake of buying Hot Toys. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. I mean, like every other week I was coming home with like maybe like 2 to 3 Hot Toys. I mean, it was bad. But again, you figure things out, you narrow it down, and eventually you'll get, again, you're at where you're at now with just the Star Wars stuff, and like Lewis, you're at where you're at with your anime stuff. That's the stuff that's the stuff that you want to focus on. Like me, again, I'm focusing on my wrestling stuff, and I'm focusing on my '89 Batman stuff, and and all the vintage stuff. Like there's shit that I've bought as an adult that I've always wanted as a kid.
Yeah. And
I've never got it, and it's even better now because we got it when we're 40.
Yes.
But it's like, like I always wanted the Kenner Ghostbuster Firehouse as a kid. And
yes.
You can see it.
I'm jealous. I'm
it's
looking
right now.
I'm looking at it right now. I still have to open them over here. I have the set because that, like, my grandfather bought me my original real Ghostbusters figures, and growing up, my grandfather, there used to be a coffee shop. He used to call it the Sugar Bowl. We would go to the Sugar Bowl Saturday mornings, get some coffee, get some butter rolls. He would take me literally at 10 o'clock every Saturday, Toys R Us. We'll go in there. The real Ghostbusters figures was the first figures he ever brought me. But yet again, I moved out of...
There's sentimental value behind that.
So I moved out of my mom's house, and then I went to go get my stuff, couldn't find it. So I made a mental note, I'm never going to buy this stuff again because it doesn't have the value. But then I seen it in person again. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy it because it means something to me. So I bought all 4 Ghostbusters and Ecto-1, which I have over here to open. I see that Firehouse. I've been eyeing a Firehouse. It's crazy money right now for that Firehouse.
Well, Dom's got one. Dom's got one factory sealed in the box in the store, and I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he wanted like $1,200 for it.
Yeah, it's so open one I saw here at a local toy show was about $650.
See, I got mine from Dom, and it was complete. It was loose and complete. I had to clean it up a little bit, but Dom gave it to me for like $300.
Yeah, I'm definitely. That's what I'm starting to go down that road now with collecting. I see you with your Batman stuff. I have some Batman stuff especially '89 Batman. That's my Batman. Michael Keaton's my Batman.
It's the only Batman. That's the only.
Yes,
Batman.
the only Batman. So and you're fueling that fire with me. I see that, and I'm like, oh.
I'm an enabler. I'm
like, oh, okay. I like it because my wife bought me Beast Kingdom Batman, which I haven't opened yet. Which I want to open.
I have that one. I still have yet to open it too. Again, it's just listen. After the live stream is over and I can disconnect everything, I will show you guys the whole mound of shit that is just sitting here. I mean, it is unreal, the stuff that's sitting here.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I like buying the stuff. And then, is it me, or I want your take on it? Is it almost like FOMO? When you see something and you don't act on it, does it eat you?
Perfect example of that. Perfect example. I just went through that with...
Was it at Walmart that you were like, guys, I had to pick this up, right?
I got it right here. Hold on. I'm digging through all my shit. So, all right. FOMO. WWE Ultimate Edition figures. They're always $32. Everywhere you go.
Oh, that's right.
Just ran into an issue at Walmart where they just released the Monday Night Wars Triple H, right? So I go up to the cash register to go scan it. It rings up $47. I'm like, did I miss something? So here's the story. I pre-ordered, you know, whenever Ultimate Editions go up that are at certain stores, I pre-order it. Now, I pre-order it just so I can reserve myself one just in case the opportunity comes that I can't find it at the store. Because I am a completionist of this line. I have every single one. So I pre-ordered it on Walmart's website when it went up, and it was $32 when I did the pre-order. So when I found it in the store, like the dumbass I am, I actually canceled my pre-order right there before I checked out. So when I went there to check out, it rang up $47, and I'm like, what is going on? So I call the person over, and I'm like, hey, this is on the shelf for $32, and they're like, oh, well, let me see. So they scan it, and it comes up $47 on their reader because they built in the third party pricing to their system. So rather than selling it what they sell it for in the store, they're going off of what third party people sell it on their website for. So now this is where it goes back to what you were saying, FOMO. So I know from previous experiences, if this was past Seth, I would have put it down and been like, fuck that. I'm not paying $47 for a $32 figure. I'm like, that's just fucking ridiculous. Sorry, ain't happening. But the FOMO in me is like, you know what? Knowing your luck, you're going to put it down and you're never going to see it again. And I already had canceled my pre-order. So at that point, I didn't have a choice. I paid the $47 for it, and I bought it, and I walked out the store.
Yeah.
So yeah, the FOMO is a real thing depending on how serious you are about it.
So I would do toy hunting videos around here, but like I told you talking on the side at Comic-Con, our stores around here suck. There's hardly anything. Can't find anything. And if you do find it, it's like 6 months later. Still at the normal price.
Right.
So I'm like, and I wasn't a fan of pre-ordering stuff. I pre-order now, so I know that I'm going to get it.
So here's my take on that. And this is where you know, everybody has their opinion. I only pre-order like the Comic-Con exclusive stuff, you know, or something that I know that is going to be extremely hard to find in the store. That is, or when something is an exclusive to a certain store, that's when I pre-order it. Other than that, I will hunt my ass off until I find it, because, well, that's toy hunting. That's the content. That's the purpose of my channel, is to go on the hunts and find these things. So if I just sit back and pre-order stuff, well, then I have no content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a struggle for me, because I would like to find it out.
Yeah,
I would like to find it out, because, you know, I went to the store. I want to see it on the shelf. That's what I want to do. But it's just very hard.
I look at pre-ordering as being a cheater. You're cheating.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could get it. Like, it's like, thank goodness for Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, of course. All those places, yeah.
They don't really mark up their stuff. They're actually pretty reasonable. It's a little bit of markup on stuff.
I'm extremely grateful for the relationship that I have with Dom and Bits and Buttons, because, you know, Dom orders all this stuff from his vendors, and then, yeah, you know, if I'm not finding it in the stores, I know eventually Dom will get it, and then he'll message me and he'll be like, hey, I got this in, do you need it? You know, and I'll be like, yep, I'll be down to the store, just hold on to it for me.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't wait to go down to the store.
I know we're planning to go.
We're planning next year, maybe summertime, a long weekend. Come down, we'll help you and everything.
Duh, let me know. I mean, come on.
Yeah. We're talking about it now because Luis, his job, he has to wait till the summer, so we have to wait till the summer.
Plan it now.
Yeah. And to let you know, Seth, me and my wife, we are going to California the 26th of December till January 3rd. And I am going to Frankenstein's. I am going.
Now listen. Full disclosure. You will have a wonderful time while you're at Frankenstein's. The only negative thing is that it's basically a reseller's paradise.
Yeah.
Yep. So you will find a lot of things up. You will find a lot of stuff upcharged. But
yeah.
The great thing about going to a place like that is you're gonna probably come across things that you've been looking for, and you'll have the opportunity to find it.
I already told her we're bringing an empty suitcase, and she looked at me.
Listen,
why is it empty?
If I had only known what I was walking into when I went out there, I would have brought another suitcase with me.
Yeah,
because I would have spent way much more money than what I did, and I would have bought way more than what I did.
And I'm sorry to cut you out. The awesome thing is, it's my birthday. My birthday's December 24th.
So she can't say no.
No,
she can't say no.
December.
That's even better.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna have. It looks overwhelming from your video.
Listen, that video was only 40 minutes, but I was there for like 3 hours.
Well, I told her that already. We're gonna go, and we're probably gonna be there for like 3 hours.
You're gonna be there for at least a couple of hours. So already put that in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
and then once you leave there, you need to go. It's 20 minutes from Frankenstein's in Witter. You need to go to Toy Depot.
Toy Depot.
Okay.
And I did a video in there too while I was out there.
Yes.
Very, very cool store. Cool store.
Gotta check that out. Thank you for that. But yeah, I had to say that because it was in the making, this trip. For my job, I've been traveling for my job from 2008 to right before the pandemic started, and I had to make a life change because I was traveling everywhere, almost every other month I was gone.
Yeah.
So I accumulated a lot of points I'm a Hilton Honors member, so I accumulated a lot of points. And we've always talked about going to Disneyland, and we were going to go right when the pandemic hit. I was out there for work. She was going to fly out there, and we were going to spend a nice long weekend. And since then, it was canceled. So this year's like, you know what? That's it. We're going to do it. I have points. The hotel's paid for. It's right down the block, like literally a 21-minute walk for us every day. So we're going to like her birthday was a week ago. My birthday is coming up. I said, you know what? Let's not get anything for our birthdays. Let's just go somewhere and have a good time, and that's what we're gonna do. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I can't wait. That'll be a good time.
That is gonna be a good time.
Yes. But thank you very much for taking the time to come on our show. This is a long time. We've been talking about it, and we actually pulled the trigger. Appreciate it. Hopefully, more to come.
Absolutely. Anytime you guys want to have me back on, I'll be more than glad to come on. You just say the word.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Anything, Luis?
Yeah. And so, Seth, do you have any last words or encouragement for those who may be watching?
Any last words? Yeah, I got plenty of last words.
Or any encouraging words that you want to share to the viewers who are maybe thinking like, oh man, I'm interested of doing my passions, but I'm not entirely sure how to start.
I'm glad you asked that question because I am the right person for that response. Don't let anyone ever discourage you from the things that you want to achieve in life. If you have goals, go out and get them. If you have something that you want to do, go out and do it. If there's somewhere you want to go. Life is extremely short. Go experience the things you want to experience. Go do the things you want to do. Go live your life to the fullest, and don't let anyone or anything ever stop you from achieving the things that you want to achieve. If you want something, get off your ass and go get it.
Wow.
There you go.
That was our TED Talk, guys. So
and I just like my wife said we're only window shopping when we go to Frankenstein.
That's right, Jenna. You let him know. That's right, Jenna. You better let him know.
Sticking it to the man.
Being a collector, having the support behind it, like our wives, is the best thing. She supports me 100%. She gives it to me sometimes, but what wife wouldn't?
Listen. If I could only tell you the conversations that I've had with my wife, about spending and all this other stuff, you guys would be like, how the hell are you still married? There's at least a couple of times throughout the week where I'll come home with something and she'll look at me and she'll be like, what the fuck did you spend money on now?
They gave it to me. I promise.
I mean, listen, I've been fortunate enough, the past couple of months that I've had companies reach out to me and they want to work with me and stuff, and they've sent me stuff.
Come on now.
I've been very fortunate that aspect, which to me, the haters will come out and be like, oh, whatever. But, I look at it as, you know what? I find it really cool that companies look at me in that type of light.
Yeah.
To reach out to me and send me, because you guys know me, everyone that knows me, I am by far the least marketable person on YouTube with how I say, how I act, how I behave. I am furthest from being as marketable as possible. So the fact that companies reach out to me, I mean, that I wear that as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
So
that hard work, man, paying off. And so we appreciate you again so much for being on here. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
And so thank you for everybody who's been tuning in. Man, this is 4 years, Chris. I can't believe it. A 4-year journey that we get to experience and build this community. I
love this stuff.
And it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's only going to get better.
That's it.
And so, guys,
Christmas is coming.
More content is coming. I have tons of toys that I still need to unbox, and I got time. And so I'm gonna unbox them, and so you guys are gonna see that pretty soon. And so, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. This is your boy Luis.
Peace, guys.
Go ahead, Seth.
Next time.
Peace.